Hi, I'm Kelly Wonder, and this is my story. When I was 22, I met a boy, and at first he was fabulous. He was nice, kind, protective, I thought. And so the first time he hit me, I wasn't quite sure how to react or where to go or what to do. I knew it wasn't right, but the act itself was so traumatic that I didn't know where to go. And it almost brought in a sense of disbelief, like surely that didn't really happen to me. So when he started apologizing and saying it would never happen again, it was easier to believe him than it was to kind of admit what had happened. And that almost proved to be a fatal choice because it wasn't just a one-time thing, and he didn't change his behaviors. In fact, they escalated and became worse. I've always been a strong person and not one to kind of take things lying down, and my inability to kind of be controlled, if you will, further escalated things even more. The violence continued. There were several more episodes. In one episode, he actually fired a gun at my face. The final night that, things got bad, that I realized I had to do something, he had dragged me to his bedroom by my ponytail. He did pull out his gun. He was hitting me in the back of the head with an empty bottle. He was hitting me with the gun. Strangled me, choked me, kicked me. Anytime I would start to lose consciousness, he would kind of let up from strangling me and then resume hitting me. This went on for nearly an hour, and the only reason he stopped is because I was his ride to work. When we got to work, my employer begged me to call the police, but I just wasn't quite ready, so I went to my best friend's house. We sat in silence for hours. I couldn't talk, not only because my throat was swollen, but I was in shock. When we finally did go to the police station, I wasn't going to give a name. I wasn't going to give details. I just wanted to make sure that when my body was found, because I was fairly certain at this point he was going to kill me, that police knew who was responsible, and they knew who to look for. Luckily, when I went to the police station, the detective that was working saved my life and basically told me if I didn't get help, that is what was going to happen. I would wind up dead. So with her help and her guidance, that was my chance for me to say no more. And that is a choice that you can make. It isn't something you have to put up with. You can choose your own ending to the story. So please say no more. A lot's changed since I said no more that evening. I went from being a college student to growing up and getting a job, having a child. There were a lot of years I always knew I wanted to do something with my story, but I wasn't quite sure what that would be. After a meeting with some wonderful people at Albion Fellows Bacon Center, I realized that is where I wanted to be. So I started out volunteering in 2012 as a crisis response advocate. So basically I would be on call 1 to 2 nights a week from 4 p.m. until 8 a.m. Anytime a woman or anytime a victim of either sexual assault or domestic violence would show up in a local emergency room, I would get the call and go sit with them. After doing that for several years, I realized that's really where my passion was. And luckily, there was a place for me at Albion that I could become a full-time employee. So now I work as a community outreach specialist. My primary responsibility is to provide crisis intervention for victims that go to Holly's house to report. And then I also provide ongoing counseling for victims of sexual assault and domestic violence. There are amazing services at Albion, and I wish there had been an Albion at Purdue when I was there going through what I went through. We provide legal advocacy. We can help people get protective orders. file for divorce, and really just kind of be there with them as they go through the legal process, attending court hearings, helping them meet with their attorney or the prosecutor, really anything within that legal realm. We also have our shelter, which I think is one of our more widely known services. We have ongoing counseling, peer support, support groups, really kind of a wide range of services for victims. If you're a victim of sexual assault or domestic violence, it's your turn to say no more. If you need help, please call Albion Fellows Bacon Center. We have a crisis line, fully staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it's not just a receptionist, it's trained advocates that are there and prepared, waiting to help you. The number is 812-422-5622. Please call, the choice is yours.